So I kept reading about Kyros and his rake ability. Plus someone said depending on the weapon combo, it can be easy to add charges to rake. So I decided to level Kyros with the sword and shield Radiant Dawn. I'll admit, I'm really bad at blocking, or maybe I'm just too impatient. Hopefully I'll get better with practice. Anyway, on to Kyros. Of course he looks brilliant. He is easily one of the most vibrant Wayfinders so far. I would put him just ahead of Venomous, who also looks great. Senja still may be my favorite look, but her abilities need some work. Anyway, vibrant. That is what I think of Kyros. I mean, his head pulsates like a candle flame. They certainly knew what they were doing with his design. So on to his abilities. It takes 3 points to unlock the healing upgrade on Rake. So that is what I was aiming for later on, but of course at level 1 I didn't have it. For the ability itself, I like that you could build up the charges to use them later on. That way you can focus down a group of enemies. And I love cleaning the floor with those little buggers. So what about Radiant Dawn? Well, I don't know if I would recommend it as a starting weapon, at least with Kyros. It would be fine with Wingrave, since he has more healing out the gate. But with Kyros, I had to use a lot of potions, and if you add imbuements to the dungeon, it's just hard to dodge everything with sword and shield. Well, that's going to be melee in general, but sword and board will do less damage for sure. In fact, since I was already wondering what it would be like with Wingrave, that's exactly what I did after I got Radiant Dawn to level 9. I set the power level much higher as well since I already had Wingrave pretty beefy. And of course, as I imagined, it was instantly more enjoyable on Wingrave. I still use some potions, but I hadn't played him in a while, and that's what's great about him. You can be a little sloppy since he is meant to soak up damage. The weapon was a good fit, and overall, Radiant Dawn really goes with his armor. I tried Radiant Dawn again when Kyros was level 14, because at that point I was able to add the heal to the ability. Also now, most of my echoes were min-max for damage and health. So at this point, I was just over 3300 weapon power, and my health was over 1600. So I felt pretty stacked for a level 14 character, which really helped my comfort level using the shield more effectively. As a fresh level 1 though, the health bar was super low, so I wouldn't recommend it to new players. For newbies, it is definitely better to use a ranged weapon until you get more experience and some good echoes. But if you were playing with Wingrave, you could definitely get by with some lower gear. So overall, again, I would say use him if you're just starting out with sword and shield. Like maybe you want to roleplay with him right out the gate and you don't really want to use a rifle. Or I don't know, everyone has a different playstyle on how they like to approach games. Later on, when the Wayfinders are more powerful, the shield feels a lot better. That's all I can really say about that. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you down the road. Here's some more footage if you're curious.